Welcome back to LOLA.com. Let's talk about the 7 stages of an emotional affair, a sequel to 5 signs of an emotional affair. Be sure to watch that video too. As usual, we're answering your questions. Feel free to continue leaving them in the comment area or send an email to questions@LOLA.com. Let's check out the story. So, my wife seems to be having an emotional affair with her boss. She locked me out of our home computer a few months back. It was shared. Just before that, I noticed she's been trying to find a way to stop our phone messages being saved in the cloud. When I did see some of our messages, she's been texting with him all times of day and at weekends. When she went away on a trip a couple of times, he was getting pictures and text, etc. I got nothing. He talks back with her a lot. She's deleted a lot of the texts, presumably the worst ones. Some of the text seems to be suggestive, but I can't see if they lead anywhere, but I don't think anything physical has happened. It's more flirting. Sorry about this trauma. It's going to take a lot of work to get out of this funk. And I am sorry you have to go through this. Maybe understanding the stages of emotional affair can help you put things in better perspective so you can move forward in the most effective way. Let's get into it. Stage 1.
Void. In order for another person to occupy the space of intimacy in a relationship, there must be some type of void. This is not to blame or assign fault away from the transgressor to the other partner, but to highlight the fact that it is what it is. If you caught your partner in this type of bad behavior, always remember it's not your fault, but that's not equivalent to not assuming responsibility in the overall status of your relationship. Stage 2.
Friendship. You've always had friends anyway. For women, they often need to feel safe and secure. So the closest person to that when there is a void they want to fill in their present relationship or marriage are exes. Ladies, be careful with keeping friendships with your exes. It might seem innocent because after all, there are stages. You probably already know that everything feels wrong but right at the same time with this inappropriate relationship. If you're not careful, you eventually find yourself justifying it. Don't wait for it because, again, friendship is a similarly innocent stage of emotional affairs. Stage 3.
Sharing. In this stage, the transgressor is getting comfortable and starting to share intimate details with the loser on the side. Why are they losers? It's just a reality because you are clearly not 100% emotionally available, but yet they are hoping to build something serious. Usually, there's a void, as I stated in stage 1, but it is not the same thing as being emotionally available, which is a requirement for a healthy relationship. Not only was that lady sharing details when she went away on a trip a couple of times, the loser was getting pictures and texts while the husband got nothing. At this point, the marriage is in the danger zone. Stage 4.
Secrecy. What happens next? The transgressor is leaving exhibits and digital footprints on SMS, text messages, and WhatsApp, right? This announced secrets, which is in this context can be described somewhat as lies. They have to tell more lies and create more secrets to cover up. But there is a problem. No matter how much they try to delete messages, it gets worse because even though, remember that story, she deleted a lot of the worst text. The remaining seemed to be suggestive. Yes, he couldn't see if they led anywhere or think anything physical had happened, but the mind doesn't know that, right? Stage 5.
Fantasy. Up till this stage, nothing has necessarily happened physically, but the natural order of things is for the mind to engage images of going all the way through. At this stage, the transgressor is starting to fantasize not just about physical intimacy, but also about what life could be like with the side person. The mind won't rest, or let's flip it. The mind may not be able to comprehend the danger in all of this until a physical act has happened. That's why people would call it a mistake, while in reality this can only be realistically described as premeditated in reality. Stage 6.
Dependency. At this stage, the transgressor has spent a lot of energy on this side relationship. Yes, they might as well call it a relationship because it's denial. They have started to fantasize about life with this person, and the last thing they want you to call the interaction is an affair. If you don't speak to them in a day, your mind won't rest. It's an unhealthy dependency because you can't really live in truth. Nonetheless, a dependency. Don't forget, the transgressor still depends on the actual partner for something, else the difficulty in just living as opposed to cheating. Stage 7.
Justification. At this stage, a transgressor is actively trying to turn a lie into a truth. Actually, they are probably being honest since they have been intimate with another person consistently over a period of time. There's an illusion of greener grass on the other side. So even though it's a dishonest lifestyle, it was filling a void and therefore feels like the truth, and it's just being actively justified. At least it might feel justified. It is not. That band-aid must be ripped off, that open and rotten wound once and for all. Many pieces of advice on the internet will probably be conclusive, and I know that you probably don't want to end the marriage, so it's confusing at best. You might not know how far the affair has gone, but it really doesn't matter. Emotional affairs can hurt just as much, if not more, because of the fear of the unknown. Reference our last video for recovery tips. If you've caught your partner in this bad behavior, it's called 5 signs of an emotional affair, plus 5 recovery tips. We share our own story inside the book, Get My Marriage Back, which you can download for free at www.getmymarriageback.com. Please support this video by hitting the thumbs up and share with us below what you'd like us to cover on the next video.